Traders from around the world, welcome to your real life day trading room. This is the open house week for real life trading, which is all week long. So we're doing a phenomenal job of reaching out to traders all across the world, all across the globe, and to do our absolute best to, of course, enrich lives and provide incredible information as it pertains to the U.S. stock market. Thanks so much for joining me for those who are here. And we're going to go ahead and dive in, talk about what we're going to look at today, talk about how we can mitigate risk, follow our trading plans, and be incredible human beings. All right, everyone's saying good morning. Good morning, good morning, folks. Thanks so much for being here. Give me 18 seconds. I will get my screen sharing turned on, and pretty pumped about it. All right, let's do this one. Pop over here. All right. Make sure my screen share is turned on. Brandon likes the haircut. Thanks, man. Much appreciated, brother. All right. Cool deal. So, type it in 1 if you can see my screen. Just want to make sure. You should also be able to see my ginormous head. And if that is the case, then we're looking good so far. All right, good. Everyone can hear me and see me. Fantastic. I love it. Let me get the screen share pulled up over here. Good, good, good. All right, already 100 participants, and we've only been open for 73 seconds. Fantastic. If those are on YouTube, thanks so much for tuning into YouTube. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being some subscribers. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. This is going to be a great event, great week. And again, one of my objectives is for you to all kind of tune in and be able to see and feel and get a really good understanding for how we trade every single day, not only at real life trading, but just kind of in general, right? In general, how do traders who trade for a living, how do they do it? Where do they do it? What do they look for? Why do they look for those things? How do they find those things? And just kind of talk through all of that and make sure that everyone's relatively comfortable with knowing what to look for and just knowing how to follow your plan. So I'm really excited about it. Let's dive in. I'm gonna move my webcam over here a little bit. And so there we go. I think that'll work nicely. Okay, perfect. Put it right there. Great. All right, Josh Rhodes says, so glad to be here. Me too. Me too. Okay, team. So here's pretty much what I do. Again, every morning is I'm looking for momentum when I'm day trading. I'm trying to figure out what the broader market is doing and then trying to find something that looks interesting and or relatively different than the overall market if possible, and just try to find some momentum, try to find something that looks exciting, try to find something that people are really pumped up about, they're fired up about, and they want to make the stock move in one direction. People are either buying it or they're selling it. That's really, in essence, what I'm looking for. And so as far as scanners are concerned, a lot of traders get really stressed out about looking for the right gaps, looking for the right trades. One of the things that you need to make sure we understand is day trading is as easy or as difficult as you want to make it. I know a few traders who only focus on one stock every single day. And when they look at that one stock every single day, their goal and their objective is to try to make a certain amount of cents per day. So for example, if you're trading AMD, right? I have a few traders who will trade AMD exclusively every single day. That's it. So when they wake up, your birthday, America's birthday, Jesus' birthday, they look at trading AMD. They buy 1,000 shares of AMD and they have a stop around 30 cents, which would be a $300 risk. And they try to target somewhere between 70 and 80 cents, which would be a $700 and $800 gain. And that's all they do. That's it. There's nothing special about it, nothing really hard, nothing really complicated. There's no special indicators. That's it. They wake up and they trade AMD. You can make a lot of money focusing on something. Trading is about a process, it's about a procedure, and it's about knowing why you're doing what you're doing and where you're doing it. So what I'm going to do, quite simply, is actually pretty easy. I'm going to field all the stocks that you want to look at, And I'm going to find from those stocks the ones that I like the best. That's pretty much it. So here we go. Let's go look at what you guys want to look at. The first stock that was requested was NIO. This one's been very popular recently because it has been moving relatively nicely. And NIO Pharmaceuticals right now, the first thing I'm looking for very, very easily is when I'm reviewing the stock, is the stock gapping above the previous high of the day or below the previous low of the day? That's the very, very first thing I'm looking for. Extremely simple. Pulling it up and asking myself, is it gapping above the previous high or the previous low? And there we go. That's all I'm looking for. So on INO, the high of Friday is 22.48, and we are gapping at 21.80. And again, you can clearly see that in this particular charting software. All right, we can obviously see where it's gapping pre-market. We can see the price, and we can just look at it and see visually that it's around here, 21.81. So it's not quite gapping above the high of yesterday. So that doesn't mean that it's a bad trade. It just simply means that the momentum is a little bit less advantageous than I would like. So what I'm going to do is just write it down on another list, INO. And that list looks like this, nothing special, right? Monday morning, just jotting down INO. So if I really need something to come back to and look at, I can always pull it up and check out this particular watch list. Could you put it in another watch list? Absolutely. Could I come over here and build another watch list either in TrendSpider, which I have on 3 other screens, or could I build it in TradingView, or could I write it down? Absolutely. You can do whatever you want, right? You are the wizard of your own domain. So on something like this, I'm going to write it down and come back to it a little bit later. Okay, so the next stock that was requested in the chat pane is NTES, NetEase, and NetEase. This is a little bit of a pricey monster. You can see that this stock is around $430 a share. That is up there. So the first thing I'm looking for is it gapping above the previous high of the day? And the answer is it is. So the previous high of the day, which was Friday, or sorry, technically Thursday, the high was 437.69. And again, I can see that just by looking at the OHLC, open, high, low, and close. I can look at that with my eyeballs and go, yep, okay, cool. The high of this candle was 437, and we were gapping to 443. Again, it takes about 7 seconds to recognize that it is indeed gapping above that level. And now, not only is it gapping above the high, but it's gapping above all of these highs. So you had a really nice consolidation. You have a few bear candles in a row. We're gapping up to here. It's a strong gap. It is an expensive stock, but we can trade expensive stocks. You don't have to buy 1,000 shares of this particular company to make money. Maybe we buy 13 shares, or maybe we buy 100 shares, or maybe we buy 77 shares or something. I don't know. But you don't have to buy 1,000 shares of a company to make money. If you bought 7 shares of Tesla sometime in the last year, you're doing pretty well. Right? So it doesn't specifically matter overall how many shares we buy. It just all comes down to risk. It's all about the risk. How much will you lose if you're wrong? So yes, Lauren, I do like that gap. Thanks for bringing it into my attention. I appreciate it. The next one on the list that a lot of people are asking about is NIO, N-I-O. And NIO has been going gangbusters. This is the chosen one. NIO is up huge, $11.40. I mean, this is incredible. And what's really, really interesting is we had a lot of real life traders do quite well on NIO. I'm not one of them. I'm not in NIO. I don't have any position in NIO. I don't have any shares of NIO. I did not make any money on this particular move, and that's all right. No big deal. Can't make money on everything, although if you're good enough, you can find just the 1 or 2 trades that you really, really want to look at and focus on. So again, on this one, obviously we know that we're gapping above the previous high of the day. So we know that there's some edge. We know that there's some excitement on NIO. But it's up 21% pre-market, and just the last week, it's up 80%. So that means that I'm not going to be buying it. I'm going to look to sell it. So I'm not going to be buying NIO today. If I play NIO at all, I'm looking to short it simply because it's up a lot. And if I buy it, that generally means the edge is probably not going to be extremely, extremely strong. So if I'm playing NIO today, what I'm actually looking at is I'm going to look to short a new high, and I'm going to sell to all the newbies that want to buy. And then I would put my stop up here on NIO. And there you have it. Relatively easy setup that you can kind of get a general idea of why we're doing it before the market even opens. Again, on NIO, you're up 21% today. You're up 18% on Thursday, and you're up 80% over the last 2 weeks. It's a large move, and it just tells me that I probably don't want to be buying up here. I've missed the move, and that really could be a quite nice short if we get the opportunity to do so. I kind of dig it on NIO. That does not look bad. So that's my current plan. I don't think we're actually going to get up there overall, but we could, so I'll keep an eye on it. All right, Edgar wants to look at Bud, ticker symbol BUD. Now, Budweiser gaps all the time. All the time. So Budweiser, you can see the high of Thursday is 51.37. We are gapping up to 52.25. So you can see that not only are we gapping above the high of the previous day, but we're also gapping above the high of numerous candles in a row. And with this particular gap on Budweiser, you have some people who are certainly trapped, some people who are losing money, and some people who are excited about buying. But since Budweiser gaps literally every day, and the average range is extremely, extremely small on individual candles, I won't personally day trade this one. This is one of those stocks that we'll get to know a lot about over time. As you trade something over and over and over and over again, you start to realize kind of what it does and how it plays out. Budweiser, really nice long-term company at these levels, especially. So when I say long-term, I mean buying some shares and actually owning them for the big, big picture. And if I'm looking at actually day trading it, I will be waiting right now and giving it some time. But I do like the fact that John and Edgar both have some put sales at 45. So good job on that one, Edgar. Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT. So Caterpillar was requested. So CAT is gapping above the previous high of the day. It's gapping to 130.76. And in fact, Caterpillar is not only gapping above the high of Thursday, it's also gapping above the high of this day, this day, this day, this day. It's gapping above a lot of highs. Now, we know at this point, and I'll talk about it in just a moment, but the entire market is up pretty strong. So the whole market is up relatively decent right now. Therefore, my overall intention is to try to find something that's doing something a little different. So for example, NIO is gapping up a whole lot more than every other company, right? So since NIO is gapping up so much more than every company, I think that's going to provide us a little bit of an interesting edge to keep an eye out for. But yeah, Caterpillar, definitely an interesting gap. It's one that we could watch, and one that I can certainly put on the list because it is clearing a lot of resistance levels, and it is a bullish gap and go. AMAT, Applied Materials. So I do like Applied Materials. It's been in a nice little trend. It just does look like it's gapping along with the entire market. So the whole market's gapping up. AMAT's also gapping up. But what's really interesting on Applied Materials is the very first thing I'm noticing is I know that it's gapping above the high of the previous day. That's easy. But we're also gapping above the really decent resistance levels here, 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 and here. So you're gapping above tons and tons of resistance levels on Applied Materials. And it is a white candle gapping up, so I'd probably let it pull back down into the 61.98 area. It is right. It's a retest gap, so buy low, sell high. Pretty decent gap overall. Looks like it's just kind of broader market related. And in general, yeah, it's a nice gap. Definitely clearing some resistances for sure on AMAT. Oh, I knew it would not be too long until GNUS was requested. But the interesting thing on GNUS is you actually did have a relatively decent gap on Thursday, and we are getting another decent gap today. So we could be getting some follow through, even though I'm absolutely confident that this is a giant pump and dump and there's nothing exciting, interesting, unique, or fun about this company at all. I do think we could day trade it. I think it's possible to day trade, and I'm definitely not afraid to day trade it, right? It just all comes down to risk. So this is your 5-minute chart. And if I was looking at GNUS, I would most likely be looking to probably buy a dip on some kind of pullback. I can put on the list just because I know a lot of you are going to be interested in playing it, but I think it's just an absolute dumpster fire, and I would not be playing it extremely bullish. In fact, you can see just as I started talking about it, it got that flash down into that support zone and bounced already. So just be really, really cautious playing GNUS. This is going to be what I would refer to as like a double black diamond trade. Like if you're a really, really good trader, very high advanced, right? You're profitable, you make tons of money, you know what to do. Sure, you can trade this one. If you're newer, you're not profitable, and you're not making tons of money, you probably should stay away from it. I think there's other gaps to play. It's not terrible. I'll put it on the list just because I know a lot of you will be looking at it, but I can tell you today, the chances of me trading this one are extremely small. Rafaela wants to look at Uber. Okay, Uber. Now let's go see what Uber's doing. So Uber, again, first thing I'm looking for is, are we gapping above the previous high of the day? Previous high of the day is 31.57, and we are gapping above that. We're gapping to 32.90. It's a really good gap. First thing I'm noticing on Uber is it looks like it's trying to gap above this candle right there. It's a pretty strong bearish candle, I think one could argue. And the high of that candle is 32.93. So that's one of the more bearish candles in this area. And Uber, again, is up 7%. So it's definitely up more than the broader market. I do like this gap on Uber. Here's your 5-minute chart, and I do think it's worth watching. So Rafaela, thanks for letting me know. I'll put it on the list, and we will keep an eye on UBER. Okay, I got about 47 requests in the chat pane for Pinterest. Pinterest, pretty decent gap. I like Pinterest. I'm in some shares of Pinterest long term, and I'm excited to see them slowly creep a little bit higher. So what we have ourselves on Pinterest is we do have a gap above the high of yesterday, or we did. Right, the high of yesterday is 24.55. Right now we're at 24.54. So we're not quite above the high anymore. Although if we're looking at the pre-market, if you were playing Pinterest, we can see a very, very clean, very easy candle to recognize right there. Nice little bearish hammer. So if we get above this pre-market resistance at 24.70, I could see why we would play it bullish. I'm not going to personally play Pinterest bullish today, only because I already have shares in a trade, and I want to try to make some money on those shares. I've been slowly accumulating over time, and if you're playing Pinterest, what I'll do is I'll put it in the chat pane, since I had like 75 people request Pinterest. This is how I would personally play it. I would exit some position right here. Let's go throw that as a target. And how much would I exit there? I'd probably exit a quarter. So if you're interested in looking at playing Pinterest, this is how I would. I'll put that in the chat pane. And that's just how I would watch it. So if you're interested in playing it, that is my thoughts on the Pinterest. Okay, very cool. That's what I got. All right, let me scroll up. Okay, so Pinterest, done and done. Also had a request for BETS, B-E-T-Z. So BETS is a newer ETF, and we're gapping up to 16. It's a really nice gap on BETS, Sybil. I like that one. I like that one a lot. It is gapping above the high, and it's a newer ETF. It's kind of an interesting little play right at a resistance level. So here's a little bit of resistance level. I mean, nice little potential double bottom coming in. 5-minute chart. You know, I've never day traded BETS, but if I'm looking at this 5-minute chart, one of the things I'm noticing pretty quickly is you have a really interesting spike over here. You have a really interesting resistance right here, and that's kind of where we're at right now. So what I'll do is I'll put this one on the list because it does look interesting. What I'm interested to see it do is break above those highs, retest those highs, and then we'll see if we can play it. So I will put BETS on the list, B-E-T-Z. I will keep an eye on it, and let's find out what happens, but I'll leave those drawings on the screen and we'll come back and check it out a little bit later. All right, Ahmed wants to look at Facebook and Slack Technologies. So Facebook, right, very broader market stock. Here's the daily chart, and we're not gapping above the previous high of the day, right? The overall trend on Facebook is obviously bullish. The direction, if you're looking at playing Facebook, is obviously bullish. Buy the dip, be long, long is strong, broader market's bullish. Facebook, a broader market company, but it's not gapping above the previous high, so I won't look at it for a day trade. Work, W-O-R-K, same thing. Work is not gapping above the previous high of the day. I do have a lot of real life traders selling puts on Slack and also buying some shares of Slack and doing some covered calls. A lot of traders selling puts. So we do have tons of traders who are in bullish on Slack Technologies already. But as far as a day trade, I think there are plenty of other gaps to play. Lucas says, how will you trade Tesla today? Tesla, very strong bullish gap and go. That's pretty much how I'll trade Tesla today. So I'll be watching to play Tesla bullish. It's a great gap and go. Trend is strong. Let's see if we can rock and ride from here. All right, Virgin Galactic is gapping up, but it's not clearing the high of the day. So I'll move on from that. Plenty of gaps that are gapping above the high of the day. So if it's not, I'm just going to go and find something else. Walgreens Boots. So Walgreens is gapping above the high of the day, but there's a lot of other pivots that I would like to see it clear. So Alex, you're absolutely correct. We'll notice that the high of Friday, AKA Thursday, on Walgreens is 42.33. So we are gapping to 42.62, but I would really like it if we were opening at 42.88, which would be above all of these highs. Now, on the 5-minute chart, you'll actually notice a really, really nice pennant pattern. So I do like that pennant pattern on Walgreens, right? Really, really easy, clean area to see, nice candles, interesting look. And if we do take out that pre-market high, we would be taking out all of those levels. So Walgreens, I will put on the list. I do like that potential move. We'll see how it opens, and we'll play it from there. Joel wants to look at Workhorse. Workhorse has done its thing for a little bit. I would wait on it today. In fact, it's actually down. It's not gapping below the low of yesterday, which is 1975. That was a good year. But it is gapping against the market, which is nice. It's just going to be very, very hard to find shorts on Workhorse. So unless you're trading a CFD account or something else, I probably would wait on Workhorse. Give that one some time. Ice says, I've only been day trading Tesla for a month now. Nice. Well, it's been working out really well for you. You have been making some money on that one. I had a request for ticker symbol SAFE by Will. This one's not gapping at all, so I'll just move on. NVTA. NVTA is gapping. Very, very small. Some nice bullish trends. I think this is an all-time high. Yep. So this one's an all-time high, and you've had a lot of bullishness already. I think I could put that on the list just to see if we're going to fade. Yeah, I'll put that on the list to see if we can go on the short side on that one. Activision. So there's a lot of real-life traders in bullish on Activision. Activision looks like a no-brainer long to me on a big picture time frame. As far as a day trade, we are gapping up. We're not clearing above the previous high. I love, love, love this company on a longer-term scale. So longer-term meaning months to years. Definitely bullish on it, but I don't see a whole lot for a day trade. So we'll wait on Activision. Twitter. Had a few requests for Twitter. I do like this gap on Twitter. You are gapping above the previous highs of the day. So the previous high of the day was 31.40. This bearish candle is 31.32. We're gapping to 31.44. It's not bad. Small little gap, and you can clearly see a nice little high wave candle to play right here on Twitter. I'll put it on the list. I could dig it. So entry would pretty much be just above that. I'd most likely wait for, 2 or 3 minutes to see if I want to play it before open, and just give a little bit of time, let it do its thing. There would be a target right about here. So this would be a target as well, which is the 200 simple on the daily chart. So risk reward's not spellbindingly awesome, but I'll put it on the list. I want to see what happens. All right. Michael wants to look at Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat, love this company, big fan. 143, yep, nice little gap up on Beyond Meat. I've been watching this one a lot recently. And for the 4th of July, they had a lot of Beyond Meat sales. So I like this one more of a swing trade. It's not gapping above the previous highs, but continue to keep your eyes on Beyond Meat. This one could be a really fun swing trade. By the way, TME, now for those of you who are brand new here to RLT, you might not be in this trade, but this is a trade that hit our target post-market. So this was a swing trade that we did on TME. We got triggered in on June 30th, and our target, it was 2 Rs, is 1508. That was a good till cancel, extended hours selling order on the target. So 1508's been hit on 10-cent music. We'll talk about that in Slack. I'll mention that a little bit later, but that was a really nice swing trade. And also as a day trade, it's not miserable. It is gapping above the previous highs. So 10-cent music could be a possibility. I won't day trade that one because we just got out of a swing trade on it, but it really was a nice little move. So kind of cool. Roku, Roku's a cute gap. It's a cute gap. It's not gapping above the high of the day, so I'll take that off the list. But it is a nice little move, and I do expect Roku to go higher eventually. Okay, perfect. So let's go look at one more, and then we'll look at the broader market, and then we're going to get ready. SOLO, Solo, another electronic vehicle. Pretty much anything that's electric is gapping up huge, and this one's going to be extremely hard to short. That's the only really way I see it playing it. So I'll put it on the list, but yeah, we'll find out. Solo, I most likely won't be trading that one at all. Steven wants to look at Apple. So Apple's going to do exactly what the broader market's doing. So here's the broader market, which is SPY. SPY, it's a beautiful gap. It really is. No argument there. This is a phenomenal gap on the market. Really beautiful. Quite bullish gap. This is one of those days where it's really interesting because everything is bullish. Everything. All of it. Across the board. So we are in some swing trades, bullish. This is a very strong gap. It could be an incredible July. So far, July is already off to a good start. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to simply wait a few minutes because the entire market is pretty much a perfect bullish gap and go. Everyone's excited. Everyone's looking at going long. All I'm going to do, right, market opens in 60 seconds, is I'm going to take a deep breath, right? We're going to calm down, and we're going to remind ourselves that according to history, the market's open until 4 p.m. Eastern today. So we have time to find a trade. We'll be patient. There will be some profit taking that will happen. It is a good gap. I do think we can go higher into the future, but I'm just going to make sure that we're nice, cool, calm, and collected. AJ says, look at WKHS. Yep, workhorse. It's going to be an interesting one today for sure. Fastly is gapping down. So gap downs are the ones I'm really excited about. 82, 83. It's a very small gap, but you're right. It is a gap down. I could put Fastly on the list. Fastly. And the one I like the most, I'm really going to keep a close eye on Walgreens Boots. It is kind of an interesting just pre-market pattern. NTES is not bad. NIO, I would really like to short it. AMD, I play AMD almost every day. And Lemonade, I'm surprised no one asked about Lemonade, but I'll keep an eye on Lemonade just because it has some overall direction. So we're going to keep an eye on Lemonade. Tesla, very strong bullish gap on Tesla. And the broader market's hanging out. Caterpillar's going to do its thing. GNUS, again, I would be extremely, extremely cautious on GNUS. Just be really, really hesitant, really patient on that one. And what I'm doing, folks, is again, I'm gonna let the market open for 3 or 4 minutes just to see what the general move is, see which moves I like the most, and then kind of play it from there. All right, so Solo, let me see if I can short Solo. I don't think we can, but I'm gonna check. SOLO. Solo is hard to borrow, at least in Thinkorswim, so I might have to open up one of my other brokers to see if I can snag a short on that one. BABA, yep, so BABA's gapping up into our target for some leaps. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. I just sold some calls on BABA. Hooray! Nicely done, nicely done. So again, we have some longer term call options. This is a swing trade that a lot of real life traders have been in. This is a January 2022 230 call option on Alibaba. So that's a really, really nice little pop up there. Really, really excited to see that move. So that was fun. That was fun. Pop over here. BABA target hit on our calls. Okay. So we go over here to WBA. Keep an eye on this one because again, this one did look kind of interesting. NTES, again, this one looks a little interesting as well. All I'm doing right now is just kind of drawing some levels. NIO, I would love NIO. This would be so nice. It'd be so, so nice to short. I don't know if we're going to get a chance at it. I'm going to try, though. I'm definitely not going to go long. I'm definitely not going to go long. AMD, so we'll keep an eye on AMD. I just like watching AMD pretty much every day. Lemonade is going to be interesting. Actually, I really do like this gap. I do like the trend. I think there's a lot of people excited about this particular stock today. So keep your eyes peeled on Limonada. Tesla is a very, very good bullish gap. Extremely, extremely strong bullish gap today on Tesla. I know it feels like it's extended, but it's not. It's just really getting going. It's just really starting to stretch its legs some. Now, I know a lot of you here, this is going to be a little bit of a higher price stock for some of you. So some of you might not be able to trade it. Some of you might be able to trade it. But if I played Tesla, this is how I would. 1277.79. I don't think that's going to get filled, but we can try it out. All right. So this is going to be an official day trade on Tesla. So this is kind of how we do our official day trades. New official day trade. So I'm going to put it there. I'm also going to put it in the chat pane. New official day trade on Tesla. Doing a limit buy 1277.79 with a stop loss at 1262.05. So 1277, that's a limit buy in your broker. So we're looking to get in on a pullback, AKA a limit buy, right? Looking to buy it at 1277.79 or lower with a stop loss at 1262.05. Our target, don't know our target yet, probably somewhere up here or the new high if it gets up there. Again, trade could work. It might not. It could not. I'm not entirely sure. Also, going to come over here and put it into a day trade journal. Give me just a quick second. Put that in here. All right, so now it's in there. And we'll see, there we go. Got filled on Tesla. Jason says thoughts on Pinterest. I will share my chart on Pinterest with you, Jason. Here you go. We looked at it this morning. Okay, so my plan on Tesla, again, as a potential, if it makes a new high, which I would hope it does, that'd be kind of cool. But my plan is to exit 10% if it makes a new high. which is 1285.35. Just because, again, it is a little high. I get that. I understand that Tesla's up there, right? It's up there. Target 1. So we're going to want to be a little quick. And this is not the beginner's room. There is a beginner's room if you guys want a slower pace room. Tesla, I'll fill out Tesla numbers in just a moment. So again, that's a goal, 1285.35, 10% if we get there, right? We may or may not, I'm not sure. Walgreen Boots is continuing nicely. I'm gonna keep an eye on NTS. NIO, I have not shorted it yet, but I will at some point on the day, especially if it gets up to here. So I'm watching NIO. AMD, I like trading AMD almost every single day. I'm a pretty big fan of AMD. Robert says, is the swing trade room not online? It's a good question, Robert. So the swing trade room opens at 5 p.m. Eastern. Since right now it's 9:36 Eastern, it's not open yet because you're in the day trading room. Since we were day trading, makes more sense to have a day trading room rather than a swing trading room since the market's currently open. Bet's going to keep an eye on this one. Lemonade, going to keep an eye on that one. SPY, going to watch it. Cat, going to watch it. GNUS is just a dumpster fire. Keep an eye on Uber. NVTA we'll see. And then Twitter, I'm watching. Okay, very nice. Solo, going to watch it. Fastly, going to watch it. And again, back over to NIO. Just going to try to find out where to short NIO. I can go ahead and put this order in as well. This would be a new high. So we wanted 1286 by 1156. I can do that on NIO. We might be able to do it even 1 penny higher. 1187 by 1287. Okay. So this is a counter trend, relatively aggressive one. New official day trade. NIO short 1187 with a stop loss at 1257. And you guys all know how to calculate your risk on that. Okay. So NIO, I'll put in the numbers in just a little bit. So I'm looking to sell NIO at 1187. $11.87. And my theory is if Tesla goes higher, because we're in Tesla bullish and it's also an electric company, right? If Tesla goes higher and we can sell Tesla, at the same time we sell Tesla, maybe we can sell NIO for a profit or to get in short. I don't know. But Tesla's not running as quickly as I would want. But it is, I mean, pretty much my strategy, my setup that I more or less have to play. I don't really have any choice. So we will see what happens. Walgreens, good job, Mr. Alex. That was a really nice breakout on Walgreens. Gorgeous breakout of that pennant pattern. Very, very nice. If you're in Thinkorswim, you might have a hard time shorting NIO, which is ironic, but you could also buy puts, as you all know. I'm sure you're all familiar with trading put options. So if you're looking at NIO, you could certainly consider some $11 puts expiring this week on NIO. You'd be buying those for about 87, 85 cents, somewhere right around there. Brian says LVGO could rip. I 100% agree with you. I totally agree. All right. Forgot to minimize that. All right, so LVGO, big fan of this company. Yeah, it's a nice gap. LVGO, I'll put that on the list. Got it. Sid says, I'm thinking of going long on Netflix. Looks good. High wave candle, bullish above it, stop below it. I would really prefer this if you're doing this trade, since it's relatively up there, right? Netflix is, and it did not gap above the high of the day. I would personally do half an hour of risk there on the breakout, and then a half an hour of risk on a pullback. But the more it coils, the more interested I would be in taking a breakout. So half an R, and we'll put a stop loss right here. If you're looking at playing Netflix, you could do something like that. And I'll be happy to put on the list. And Tesla looks like it's going lower. And then NIO, we're going to see if NIO can play it bearish. Brandon got 5.3 Rs on Baba. Nicely done, sir. Congratulations. Beautiful trade. Beautifully done. Okay. So again, just to reiterate, we're in Tesla bullish and NIO bearish. It's actually kind of like a hedging position. So it's kind of cool, right? If NIO goes down, then we can win on this position. And hopefully our goal is to win more than we might lose on Tesla, because obviously Tesla's a great gap. I've more or less have to play it. It fits my criteria, it fits my trading plan, it fits my strategy. So I have to. Can't be afraid of losing. You're going to lose on trades, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't let the fear of losing keep you out of a position. If the trade's there, the trade is there. So set it up. And if we get stopped out on NIO, right? Which again, if we lose an R on NIO, which is extremely possible, okay? If we lose on this particular trade, then maybe we win more than we lose on Tesla. So it's kind of like a little bit of a vice versa. So I'm interested to see what happens. Micron, this is a good gap on Micron. I love the open. Beautiful open. This is also a weekly options newsletter trade that we're in on MU. Need to make sure you ask the team if they can put that into the worksheet, but cool. Can you and or Ricky add the Micron weekly options newsletter to the Swing Trade Journal, please? Thank you. All right. Square. So someone's asking how I would play Square. Square is bullish. Square is very bullish. Told you. Nice gap. Took out the high of the day. Looks relatively bullish to me. So again, we're looking to try to make more than a potential loss on NIO on Tesla. That's the goal. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we are up 30% on NIO. 30%. It's a lot. So I'm going to try my best to be patient on the stop move. And our first target on Tesla almost is getting hit. Almost. So my objective on this position is to try to win more on Tesla than we potentially lose on NIO.
Going way bullish.
My number one focus.
Going way good, way
if
up.
This target doesn't get hit in the next 2 minutes, I have to increase it. So we'll find out. We will see. But again, just to reiterate, I get into 2 trades all the time. I'm actually relatively happy that I'm in one bullish and one bearish. And WBA, great trade, Alex Hill. Phenomenal. Phenomenal call out. That is amazing. NetEase, I'm just going to wait because right now we're in 2 trades. And I want to see how those 2 trades play out. And Tesla target 1 has been hit. All right. So Tesla target 1 on our first day trade of the open house has been hit. Congrats, team. That's cool. It's always fun to get a winner. So now my main goal is to win more than I lose. That's always the main goal, but realistically, however we're going to play Tesla, I just want to make more than I'm most likely going to lose on NIO. The reason I'm repeating that is just so that you all know that that's really the most important thing, is to simply win more than we lose, right? That is the goal. That is the objective. So 10% has been hit on Tesla. I'm going to look to get out of another 10%. And then if we hit this 10%, I'll be able to move my target up. Target 2 for 10% of position. Let's just make it nice, even $1,300. Grandma number. Nice, easy number, $1,300. Target 2. I'll put that into the chat pane as well. Brian says, this market is crazy. Stonks only go up. It seems that way, huh? Yeah, man, it's pretty wild. Target 2. Okay. So again, I don't know if it's going to hit it, but we're going to try. Now, I will also let everyone here know one of the other objectives is if NIO rolls over and we go profitable on NIO and we're profitable on Tesla simultaneously, I will exit both trades and be up small for the day. And then I'll figure out a way to play defense from there for the rest of the day. So that's my other objective. We'll see if that objective holds true. Lemonade is skyrocketing. Uber faded, the rest. So Twitter does look a little bit bullish. Fastly is hanging out. LVGO did rip. Good call, Brian. And then Netflix. So Netflix is just kind of chilling and chopping around and doing its thing. Okay. So back over to Tesla. So the Tesla machine. This is literally an all-time high. It's never been higher. So trying to sell some at 1,300. Jacobs is out of net for 2 Rs. So net is a swing trade, longer term trade that a lot of real life traders are in. So we're making good money on that. That's pretty exciting. AYX is hanging out. Cloudera is flat for the most part. So Cloudera is kind of hanging out. Beyond Meat hanging out. I like that setup though. 10-cent music. Beautiful. So again, this was a swing trade that we were in on 10-cent music, hitting 2 Rs on that bad boy. So good job, Steven Jackson and everyone else who took 10-cent music. Nice 2R swing trade on our TME. Edward, congrats. So again, there's a lot of traders that played BABA. We were in leaps on BABA. And that's a phenomenal gap. So buy a long enough time horizon, and we have the ability to win. Okay, NIO trying to pull back in Tesla. Wow, look at this high wave candle at an all-time high. The high of that candle is 1298. We had a target at 1300. Angela said, what's the target for go-go swing trade? So the target for go-go swing trade, if you're in go-go, target on this one will be probably $4.20. 4.20. CGC, somehow, one of the swing trades that I'm in that's not going up. That one's a real head scratcher. I'm like, come on, man, let's go. NEM, so NEM, wait and see what that one's going to do, if anything at all. 62.29, so it hit that. So now it's trying to fill 61.77. So we'll see if Newmont Mining does anything interesting. Fuel Cell, FCEL, beautiful gap on that. Most likely won't get filled on that swing trade. Most likely will not get filled on that one at all. ST&E, Stone Co. Limited, continuing a little bit higher. Progeny, PGNY, actually looks okay. This is, again, another swing trade that we're in, and hopefully Progeny can go a little bit higher. Ryan says, dang, that was slow. John says, Roku. Roku is bullish. It's more bullish than bearish. I agree on that. It's more bullish than bearish. I would wait on it, though. It's just had a really strong resistance. Very strong resistance on Roku. So give Roku some time. Boeing. I like Boeing. I like it with a put sale, kind of like bullish to non-directional. It's not bad. It's not bad. If you're bullish long enough time on Boeing, you will, I think, win. Apple, great gap. Apple's going to hit 400 by the end of the year. NVIDIA, NVDA, NVIDIA almost at our $400 target. Some traders are in on NVIDIA. So Edward's pumped about that one. Alan says he got 2.4 Rs on Square. Oh, nicely done, Alan. 2.4, man. That's huge. Great job, buddy. Sam says Square is such a beast. Square is a beast from the east, man. You are correct about that. All right, Tesla still trading sideways, and NIO, as again, just as a reminder, if NIO goes profitable and we're profitable on Tesla, I'm going to look to exit both simultaneously. So just a little bit of an FYI. Walgreens Boots, what an amazing trade. What a call out, Alex Hill. What a call out. NetEase is doing its thing. Bets. I'm going to take this one off the list. It's a little too spready. It's just kind of bouncing around. I don't mind it for a swing trade. In fact, I'll put it on the list. Just as a reminder, the afternoon swing trading room is open from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to be there, all you have to do is log in. And there's over 300 people here right now. I'm loving it. Woo! All right, what was I trying to open? Webinar. Rick says, how come we don't use Thinkorswim? Rick, I 100% use Thinkorswim, my friend. Thinkorswim is on this screen right here. I have other screens, Rick. The one you see is not the only one I own. Yes, sir. So I put them in a hole. I just use TradingView to chart. I use TrendSpire to chart. And I use Thinkorswim to place a lot of my positions. Okay, I was trying to do something. Give me 3 seconds. What was I trying to do? Bets. All right, BETZ. Got it. Rick says, awesome. That's all right. Awesome is a powerful word for that, but it's not bad. Okay, NIO flash profitable for like a quarter of a second. Tesla. What to do with Tesla? What to do? Newmont just triggered in. Yep, that is correct. So NEM just filled our swing trade at 61.77. So NEM 61.77. Okay, so that one filled on a pullback, which is nice. And at this point, I'm just really debating on how long to hold Tesla. So far, it looks pretty clean. I like the buying pressure. I just don't love this NIO, how long it's taken to go lower. Someone says, I don't know if I mentioned ACMR. I don't know if you mentioned that either. ACMR, ACM Research. Wow, nice gap. I love that gap. What an amazing gap on ACM. I don't think I wouldn't have been fast enough to catch it, but I'm going to back trade that tonight. Rick says, do you trade futures? I do. All right. We will back trade ACMR tonight. Okay. Thank you. All righty. Cool. Sam says NIO looks like it bounced off of pre-market resistance. It does. It does indeed. Really, really nice pre-market resistance. But again, I'm okay with this because I'll end up lowering the stop in just a little bit. Because again, if NIO does go higher, that could propel Tesla higher. And really at this point, Tesla does look decent. We're still got a target to $1,300, ladies and gentlemen. So Lucas, you better be in Tesla with me, my friend. You better be in. You asked how we traded it, and I gave you a layup trade. Lucas and Leah says I'm in. Okay, beautiful. Ooh, look at that. 12.99.63. Oh, man. I'm going to leave this open for 5 more minutes to see if we can fill. 5 more minutes. All right, Uber. Uber is hanging out. So again, it was a decent gap. It gapped up and immediately faded. So there is some resistance up there. I do like the support at where it's at. I agree with you on that. If you're looking at playing Uber bullish, here's how I would. It's an okay trade. It's really not bad. It's not bad, but here's how I would play it. $13.99. I'd have a nice low stop all the way down here. Let's do 31.26. That's how I would play Uber. So if you're looking at playing Uber, I'll put that in the chat pane. Here's how I would play Uber. 31.99 by 31.26. And then we can eventually take the stop up and put it here at 31.39 and then eventually at 31.74, potentially losing really small on UBER. All right, NIO. So again, what I'm eventually going to do is lower the stop loss on NIO. And I'm going to give Tesla another 3.5 minutes to hit our target 2. And if it doesn't, I'm going to increase the stop and try to go for a little bit more. So where it says target 2, ladies and gentlemen, target 2 for Tesla is $1,300 even. 1300. 1300. And that should hit in the next 3 minutes. If it doesn't, I will increase my stop loss and then increase the target. Remember, we're still in 90% of our position on Tesla. Mark says OC bullish. OC, yep, took out some previous highs. I would agree. Now, again, for a day trade, everything right now honestly looks bullish. Mark, if I'm playing this one, I'm probably buying a pullback. Relatively speaking, it just looks, again, extremely, extremely bullish. I mean, so does the whole market, right? So if I play this, I personally want to buy a pullback, and that would be kind of my aggressive swing trade setup on OC. If you want to play it, Mark, that's my thoughts. Tyler says, how would you play Zoom bullish right now on a 1-minute chart? Right now on a 1-minute chart, I don't trade 1-minute charts very well, Tyler. That's really not my specialty. I would be out already if I was trading this on a 1-minute chart. I would already be out. Entry here, stop loss there, 2 R's right there. Plus it's at all-time highs. Plus you have 4 bullish candles in a row on a daily chart. That's where I would get out. Leah says, I want to get some BABA. What's a good setup price? Leah, you missed the boat on that one. Give it a few days. So we've been in BABA for about 3 weeks, bullish with call options. So, yeah, you missed the boat on that one. Start planning a week and a half away, and I think we'll probably be able to buy another pullback around 12.27. But again, really good trade, good gap, good play. Brandon Blevins and Edward and myself and hopefully a few other people. Benjamin says, is it too late to buy into NIO? Yes, I'm shorting NIO presently. So if you're looking at buying it, I think you missed the boat on that one, my friend. All right, it's got 30 seconds to hit our $1,300 target, ladies and gentlemen, on Tesla. If it does not hit $1,300, we will increase our stop loss, and then we will start aiming for more. Okay. You guys having fun? Whoo! Playing Tesla at all-time highs. Bullish. Feeling good. Sid says you got an hour-and-a-half on Netflix. Sid. Congratulations, my friend. So Sid played the breakout of Netflix. We were talking about it. It really did look quite scrumptious. Quite gorgeous. So congratulations, Sid. Amazing job. Mike says too small of an account to play Tesla. So Mike, are you telling me that you couldn't buy one share? You couldn't buy one share of Tesla? Mike says yes, then your account's not too small, my friend. Right? You could have bought one share. You'd be up $40. You would have paid for some hamburgers. Tracy said, I bought 2 shares. There you go, Tracy. Tracy's up $60. Donna says, I bought 4 shares. See, guys, it doesn't have to be an insanely huge position. You don't have to buy 1,000 shares to play something on a trade. Now, again, I did say that early in the morning because I knew I was going to be playing Tesla. So Mike says, typically I play $50 to $100 lots. That's fine. That's fine. But again, I'm saying you don't have to. It's all about risk, my friend. All about risk. So bottom line, target 2 has been hit on Tesla. Woo! Target 2 hit on Tesla. Amazing. Loving life right now. Okay. Someone says the link is broken for, I don't even know what that means. Day trade, the link is broken. That link doesn't work? Looks fine to me. This link? Oh, that link. Why is that link broken? Okay. Give me a quick second. And so here's what we're going to do officially on Tesla is now we just have a fun time and just see what it can do. All right. So now we're going to increase the stop loss, ladies and gentlemen. And then I'm going to lower the stop loss on NIO because we're going to win more on this one than we're going to lose on NIO. All righty. Put it right there. Perfect. Let me just do this long position really quick. There and there. All right. Let's go with, let's exit the rest of our 80% of our position. Or again, however many positions you have, however many shares you have. If you have 4, you've sold 1, and you have 2 remaining. Exit all. The rest of our 80%. Okay. And now we'll increase the stop loss on Tesla. New stop loss for our 80%. And then we'll lower the stop on NIO. Type in a 1 if you feel like I'm doing a relatively okay job at explaining what we're doing and where we're doing before we get it done. Do you guys feel like you could follow this daily? Okay. Target 3 on Tesla and stop loss move. Okay, let me put that into the chat pane. Stop loss move and target 3. And I'll also put it in the worksheet. And remember, you guys all get access to this worksheet when you subscribe to RLT. All right, so that new target is 1313.53. 1313.53, 1313.53. Karen says you're doing a good job. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate that. NIO, come on, baby. Let's win on both. Oh, yeah. Come on. All right, old stop, and I'm going to lower the stop on NIO. Stop loss on NIO goes to here. Mias, I've already answered that question 3 times today, but I am trading on Interactive Brokers and or Thinkorswim on an entirely different computer and screen. Yep, so I have everything on an entirely different screen. TradingView is just to visually see what I'm doing. All right, lowering stop loss on our NIO day trade. Let me put this in here correctly on our official NIO day trade. And again, everyone who is a subscriber to Real Life Trading, they just got a text message alert. That's supposed to be for Tesla. Lowering stop loss on NIO. Because again, as you know, Mias, when you're day trading in a broker, all you have to do is go in and just lower everything. You know, just drag and drop, right? It should all be flexible enough to just take it and move it down, move it up. Nancy says, is there a chance to get a recording of the swing trading room? Of course, I email it out every day, every single day. So you will be here. It's an open house. I'll be emailing out every single video that we do this week. Justin says, do you ever analyze volume during your trade positions? Literally, that's almost all I do, Justin. As you know, when you see the chart, and you probably can see it here, Justin, the only thing I'm looking at right now is candlesticks and volume. Type in a 1 if you can see that on your screen, Justin. I don't have any other indicators. I don't have any other moving averages. I'm looking at volume and candlesticks. Bart says, why do you chart on TradingView? Is it easier to mark your charts? That is correct. It's just really, really easy to draw and to move and to create and to annotate, and it looks pretty. Karen says, can I know which broker you use? I use Thinkorswim and I use Interactive Brokers. Yep. Mark says, I wish I could do this from my classroom in the fall. So much better than boring teacher meetings. RLT rocks. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Stephen Hoffner just got 3 R's on Apple. Nicely done, buddy. Nicely done. Sylvia says, when will you email out this class? So Sylvia, the class is actually still going on right now. So I can't email it out because we're still in it. So let's finish the class first, and then I will email it out as quickly as I can. Erica says, why do you use the 5-minute charts? Really good time frame to use. That's pretty much it. Answers that question. All right, NIO. So NIO is breaking below our entry, and Tesla is working on throwing in some upper shadows. Again, we're trying to exit up here at 13.53, but we're profitable on both. So here's what I'm going to go ahead and do at channel. We are profitable on both our NIO and Tesla day trades. Let's exit both for a nice win on the day. So again, for anyone who subscribes to Real Life Trading, they're about to get a text message alert. And that text message alert is going to let them know what we're doing. So give me 3 seconds to get out of that order to cover. And I'll be covering in NIO for a profit. And I will be exiting and selling our shares of Tesla for a win. Ladies and gentlemen, type in a 2 if that's awesome. Woo! Pretty pumped about that. Okay, out of NIO and out of Tesla, both for sizable gains. I love it. Bart says, how are you calculating your new targets? Just picking places that I want to sell. That's really it. John says, I've never got a text message alert. So John, I know because you were in class, I was there with you. You were in the Slack, how to use Slack webinar with Jason Smith, right? So Andres, you've never signed up for Slack, my friend. So you've never signed up. But Scott, if you, John, if you would like me to, I'd be happy to resend you that recording of the class that you were in on how to set up your preferences through Slack. So yeah, if you email Jason, I know you and Jason are good buddies, email him. He will send you the link to the video that the webinar that you were in and rewatch that webinar to set up your preferences to get your text message alerts. Justin says, can I get the recording as well? I'm going to email everyone the recording of everything that we're doing today. So if you are on my email list, you will get recordings of everything I do this week. So yeah, man, all is good. All right, folks. So now here's where I'll be calculating all of our positions. So what I'm going to do is come over here to our worksheet and fill in the actual numbers of the trade that we got, that we took. So this is the monotonous part. This is the part that very, very few people actually want to do. 1262.05, 79, 1262.05. Perfect gap and go. 1277.79. First price exit. Nice and clean at 1285. What did I get filled at? 1285.36. 1285.36. 1300. 1304.12. Okay, and then NIO. So what I'm doing right now is just filling out the trade journal so that I can go back and kind of see how I did and, you know, test things and back trade things and see if I play things okay. All right, so NIO is 1187, stop loss at 1257. That was a fade. We got filled 1187, exited 1162. And there we go. About 1.9 hours on the day. Rick says, how are you doing this crazy year so far? P&L up a lots of R's. Yes, that is correct. P&Ls are up nicely. By the way, folks, if you can all do me a favor, for those who are chatting, if you can switch your chat pane from all panelists to all panelists and attendees, that would be great. I would appreciate it, just so that everyone can also see your comments rather than just me. Because here's the thing, from here today, I will do my absolute best to look for a really good trade, but the chances of me being finished on the day is actually quite high, right? Think about it this way. We've been trading for less than an hour, and we're up already 2 hours on the day. That's pretty solid. 2 hours on a Monday. Really, really good trading. We took one trade bearish, we took one trade bullish, and 2 hours, pretty solid, pretty good trade. K-Dog says, how do I get access to the Slack channel? So you do have to be a paying subscriber to get access to the Slack channel, K-Dog. Are you a paying member of Real Life Trading? K-Dog says, not yet. All right, so when you are, we will get you all set up in Slack. Scott McKay says 4.65 Rs on the day, all swings. 1.8 on Baba calls, and 2 Rs on TME. Oh, I love it. All right, so let's go look at FOUR, Shift 4 Payments. So Shift 4 Payments. We got some people playing this one bullish. Ariel's got a put sale on Shift 4. Zoom Info is hanging out. Z-Links, XLNX. Edward, I missed it by what, a dime, I think? Oh, man. I missed it by a dime. Oh, yeah, you still have your swing trade. Good for you, man. Keep holding. Keep holding. Ethan says, retest gap on Walgreens boots. Yes, this is a very, very nice gap. So Walgreens boots has already pretty much hit a target. That target is the 100 simple moving average. That's that blue line. Blue line, 100 simple moving average, and it ran up. So wait for it to pull back significantly. It already made its main move for the day. Now, it's absolutely okay, my friends, when you answer this question, so don't feel bad. Type in a 2 if you feel like you're a beginner day trader and this is moving very, very fast for you. All right, so we're getting some 2s. So for anyone who's typing in a 2, if you feel like I'm moving really, really fast, do this for me. We have created a beginner day trading room. So the beginner day trading room, if you click on reallifetrading.com and go into your account and log into your account, you will have access to the beginner trading room. Everyone has access to it because this is the free week. So all you have to do is click on that beginner room icon. And if you do decide to sign up for Real Life Trading, if you think that this is a product that would be valuable and enriching and fun for you and the whole family, you can day trade in the beginner's room or the regular day trading room, which is where you're at right now. Both of those come with the exact same subscription. Alex says, do they shave their heads in the beginner's room too? Sometimes. So again, just a little bit of an update. If you ever want to join the beginner's room, if you feel like we're moving too fast, if you feel like we're really, really going quick in the regular room, feel free to hop into the beginner's room. A lot of you want to know if I'm going to be teaching in the beginner's room, and the answer is absolutely. I will. For sure, I'll be in the beginner room from time to time. So the best way to get an idea of the calendar is click on live trading and just scroll down to the calendar and you'll get an idea of who's going to be in the room and what time and where. So there will be absolutely times where I will be in the beginner day trading room. So just a little bit of a heads up. David says, can I get the Tesla link for learning? Sure. Let me come over here to the day trade on Tesla. And here's all the links for our Tesla trade. There you go. I'll type in a 1 if you have it, David, through the chat pane, if you're able to access it. David, can you confirm with me if those links worked for you, sir? He says yes. All right. Perfect. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so pretty wild morning. Manny says, can we have access to the spreadsheet, please? So Manny, the spreadsheet is something that you can get on reallifetrading.com if you are a subscriber. So if you click on my account, you'll notice this green icon, Manny, that says official trade journal, right? That is something that you get access to as a subscriber to Real Life Trading. However, don't feel like we're going to leave you out in the dust. If you want your own sample journal, we give you one right there for free. And it's coded and structured and created the exact same way, my friend. How cool is that? So if you want your own trading journal, you can get one right there. And if you want ours, just got to be a paying member. It's just one of the values that we offer if you decide to subscribe to RLT. One of my goals, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a huge, huge goal that I've had for an extremely long period of time, is to have 400 subscribers to Real Life Trading. We're only 25 away. So I'm really, really excited about it. If you do end up joining Real Life Trading sometime during this free week, just know that you will be joining an incredibly phenomenal team, group of people, and a wonderfully zealous and exciting community. Jason, can you send Justin W. the Slack video? Okay. Lauren says, everyone should join. Best financial decision I've ever made. Appreciate that, team. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Lauren says, I tell everyone. Yes, so excited about it. Look at net. Oh my goodness. Net is moving so good. Fastly. So this one did gap down, which is nice. We talked about that this morning. Fastest gap down, LVGO ripped, Netflix ripped, Solo, Han Solo was hanging out. Did anyone play this Twitter trade, by the way? Did anyone play Twitter? Again, I did not. Lisa H played Twitter. Nicely done, Lisa. So you're not going to lose on that trade at this point. You will not lose on that particular position. So if I was in on Twitter at this particular level, this is just what I would do. Lisa, doesn't mean that you have to do it this way. This is just totally a suggestion and an idea of what how I would play it. I would increase my stop loss a little bit, and I would exit a position right here, probably 20%. And then I would try my best to hold the rest into 32.25. So that's just kind of my thoughts. Tony says, Twitter did not fill me. I'll explain later. Yeah, you got some explaining to do. But again, I'm not in Twitter. I didn't play this one. Lucas says, what do you think about TSM? I have 100 shares at 52, and I don't have the price to sell. Can you give me some suggestions? So you bought 100 shares at 52, and you're at an all-time high. Great place to sell. So I would lock it in right now. AJ says, have you looked at FUV? So yeah, pretty much if it's an electric car company, it's up big today. Yeah, that's the thing. So if it's an electric car company, if it has anything to do with vehicles and electricity, it had a big, big move. And AJ, if I know you, like I think I know you, you most likely played this little hammer, inside candle pattern setup right there, entry there, stop loss there, target there, 1.3 Rs. Well done. Hammer time. Sing it, baby. Can't touch this. Boom, 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 boom. All right, next, someone's asking about NKLA. Nikola. And Nikola is starting to crumble. Starting to crumble, but hey, we all saw that one coming. We all saw that one coming. Tyler says, Zoom was so nice to me this morning, and we're on a Zoom chat. That is correct. So congratulations, Zoom has just been absolutely storming the castle. I have a trader asking about the E-minis. So E-minis, how would I play the E-minis right now? This is the 5-minute chart on them. I would look to buy down here. So the trap might already be in. I'd probably be looking for a long trade. This is the 2-minute chart. I'd be watching for a double bottom to go long. And if the long does not work out and we close below here, then short the retest. It's a really, really strong area of support. So I'll put this in the chat pane for you. This is what I would look to do. One of those two curves right there. So I'll throw that in the chat pane for you. I love trading futures, but I only trade futures at night, personally. I don't trade day-side futures, but I do trade futures at night. Jay says, you mainly play the gap and go in the morning. I'll play pretty much anything. Erica says, do you have a list of stocks that you're watching? Does it change daily? Yes to both. I have a list of stocks I look at every day, and then I also have a stocks that I'll put on every single day that updates. Yep. Maxar, M-A-X-R. So we're out of Maxar swing trade. We exited on July 1st. So, yep, Maxar is pulling back. And I would just say let it pull back. Let it retest. CGC, I'm going to keep holding the calls. Obviously, the market's trying to go bullish. CGC is not, at least not yet, but I do kind of like this candle, and I'm hoping that we can take out the high of that candle at some point. So I'll stay in those calls for now. Naveed says, what are your thoughts on AMAT? So I'm pretty confident that Brad Reed made some good money on AMAT today. It gapped up, ran, and then has now just been hanging out. So again, it's up 3.39%. The broader market's up a decent amount as well on the day. So overall, it's just going to hang around and trade sideways. Dave says, why only trade futures at night? I've just been specializing in stocks and options, man. That's been my specialty for a long time. So yeah, it's kind of like if you play one professional sport, you can only play that professional sport while you're playing that professional sport at that exact time. You can't play both football and basketball simultaneously at the exact same time. So you can play football and then hours later, then go play basketball or whatever, but you can't do the exact same thing at the exact same time, right? So I just try to specialize in something, focus in on that, and get really good at that, and then go on about my day. I hope that makes sense, Dave. Someone says that crowd is compressing, crowd strike. Robert Falco, what's your covered calls on crowd strike? Do you have that 125 level? Trend looks great. Trend looks very good. Karen Jones, can you ask your question to all panelists and attendees, please? And then I will definitely answer it for you. One trader is looking at CDLX, Cardiolytics. That's kind of a cool looking chart. Interesting gap. I like it. Weekly chart looks kind of cool. Okay. I will put Cardiolytics on the list for the afternoon swing trading room, CDLX. Got it. We will look at it more in the afternoon. Alan says, so Jeremy, your style is you look for support, resistance, volume, and candlesticks. That is correct. That's my main source of analysis. Yep. I will use moving averages from time to time. You can see one on your screen right now. I use moving averages, but I mostly focus on just candlesticks and volume. Yeah. Cindy says, you mentioned something about Uber. I did. Yep. So I mentioned earlier, if I was going to play Uber, this is how I would play it. 31.99 by 31.26. So what I would now do, if I'm playing Uber, is I would now move my stop because we can see that it's not really running higher. I would move my stop a little bit on Uber so that I could lose small in the trade. I'm not in this trade. I don't have any position in Uber right now. Short term, I have some long-term positions on it. Nothing crazy, but this is how I would currently play Uber, Cindy. So I'll throw that in the chat pane. I'll also send it directly to you. There you go. And that's kind of my thoughts. All right, so that's answering your question. Sybil says, thanks, Jeremy, done for the day. Nice win for me on Tesla. Yeah, Tesla was a beauty. And honestly, guys, it could easily keep going. It really could. It's a great trade. I just said out loud that if both Tesla and NIO go profitable, that I need to lock in the profits on both. And that's what I did. Robert says he hasn't sold anything yet on NIO. Nice. Nicely done, Robert. Another trader wants to look at PETS, P-E-T-S. Pet Med Express. Nice gap, nice trend, good looking chart. Yeah, Pet Med Express. I have someone saying it might be moving back to the 38 level. I agree. 38 is only days away on Pet Med Express if you're in that one bullish. I've sold many a puts on Pet Med Express. Lucas says we should hold NIO longer. I got out of NIO, but if you want to stay in, obviously totally up to you. Absolutely your call. Mike says, for stocks at all-time high levels, do you pick price targets based on psych levels? Sometimes, but I also will definitely use Fibonacci analysis, Mike, to get me a general idea of where some price levels and some targets might be. So oftentimes I'll use fibs, or I'll just pick a spot where I know I'm profitable and look to sell at that spot. Alex says, what a move on Square. I know. Square is going bananas. It is Rampage Jackson right now. Yeah, so Square is going berserk. Speaking of Square, here's PayPal. PayPal making new all-time highs as well. Frank is playing the SPY bearish. Right on, Frank. Ooh, look at this trap. Let's talk about this for a moment. Let me go to a little bit of a teaching lesson really fast. So here's a quick teaching lesson for people who are out there today. One question I get very frequently is, when do you take a breakout or a retest? So what you'll notice on the 5-minute time frame on SPY, type in a 6 if you can clearly see a bunch of bullish candles in a row on a 5-minute chart. All right, so I'm getting a lot of 6s. I'll point them to you just in case, but here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 white candles in a row, 4 bullish candles in a row. So if you have 4 bullish candles in a row, what are those bull traders going to do when the stock makes a new high? They're going to sell, right? Because those are buying candles. They're buying candles, so they're going to take profit. So what you're going to notice is, look at the pre-market resistance here on SPY. Who buys a breakout after 4 bullish candles in a row on a 5-minute chart? Any idea? Me 10 years ago. Right? That's where I got in. 10, 12 years ago, 11 years ago, I was buying all the call options. So when traders say that they oftentimes buy and then the stock immediately drops, and when they sell, the stock immediately starts going higher, it's simply because you're inexperienced. You don't have enough practice. You don't have enough time in front of the screen, and you're buying too high and you're not buying low. I know it sounds simplistic, but you buy low like now, and then you sell high. Don't wait for tons and tons and tons of information to get in and then get into the trade, right? Because if it's super obvious, super simple, you're getting in way, way, way too high. Dave says, where would your stop be? If you're long right now on SPY, I mean, it's a very obvious stop location. It'll just be right there. Very simple, right below the low, this current move. Robert says, too many people wait for too much confirmation. Correct. Right? So if you're looking for any type of position to play, like when we played NIO, I know we didn't win very big on that one. I realize that, but we did win. It was a nice win. But was there any confirmation of me getting into this trade right here? Was there anything? And the answer is no. Nope. All we had was the simple fact that NIO was up tons, right? It was up huge, and this was above the pre-market high. So again, let's reiterate, who's buying above the pre-market high on a breakout on a stock that's up 80% over the last 9 days? Noobs. So all I'm doing is I'm selling to them. I did not know that NIO would go down. All I was doing was playing the math. I was in bullish on Tesla. I was in bearish on NIO, and simply said, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Here's the risk parameters. Here's what I'm thinking, and this is why I'm thinking it. all I wanted to do was simply get in bearish where I knew a lot of noob traders would be buying because it's too high for me to be buying up there. This is a good takeaway. This is a really good lesson. Because very cleanly put, if you want to take a breakout, wait for a bearish candle and then take the breakout above that candle. So that's how we played Tesla today. On a little bit of a smaller time frame on a 2-minute chart. But my friends, type in a 9. If you can see, the very first candle of the open on Tesla was a bearish candle with a lot of bearish volume. Bear candle, bear volume. Right? So I waited for that candle. The candle got taken out, and then I went long right there with a limit buy. You guys all saw me do it. Right? We did it with a limit buy. So when I'm doing it with a limit buy, do I know that the stock is going to bounce? Yes or no? Nope, I have no idea. We have no clue. We have an idea that it could bounce. We have an assumption, but we do not know anything for sure. The only thing that we know for sure in trading is our risk and how long we're going to be in the trade and our plan, right? We can create our plan. We can create our goal, but we do not know what's going to bounce. What far, far, far too many traders do is they wait to see if they are right before they get into a trade. So many of you got into Tesla up here versus down here because you wanted to wait to see if it was actually going to go higher. And sometimes that can work out, but very, very frequently, you're going to be buying way too high. You're going to be buying after the confirmations come in, and I'm going to be selling to you. Nitro says, why a limit and not a stop limit? I just wasn't quick enough, Nitro, on the 2-minute chart to put in a stop limit on that trade. Simple as that. So this candle closed, and once this candle closed, I just simply did a limit buy at that location. Yep. John V says, how can I get the instructional video on Slack? Are you a paying customer and member, John V, of Real Life Trading's group? John says, yes. Message either myself or any other admin. You can also message Jason Smith and he'll send it to you. He also just posted it right here, so I guess I can send it to you right now. Let's see, John V. Which one are you? This John right here, right? There you go. I'll tag you in that. Oh, it was right there, my friend. Justin. It is a text alert through Slack. Okay, cool deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this particular recording. Let me stop that one.